If you've lived on planet Earth for the past few months, you've probably heard of Among Us. Among Us is an indie game where one or two imposters attempt to kill all the crewmates on a spaceship without being discovered, and it's quite fun. Fuck. You may have also seen various people play Among Us in real life to varying degrees of success. But those games are usually missing one or more critical elements from the original game, most notably sabotages. So when my party decided to organize a game of real-life Among Us, we chose to take a different approach. Instead of relying on whistles, kids games, and other pieces of obsolete technology, we're bringing real-life Among Us to the 21st century. Welcome to Real Life Among Us, but it's completely decked out with tech and stuff. So here's the plan. My friend Ezra and I are going to be writing a web server using Node.js, and this server will keep track of the entire game, so keeping track of who's alive and who's dead, keeping track of if everyone's done their tasks, keeping track of and notifying people if a sabotage happens. And it will do this via a web app that everyone connects to on their phone, which is where they get to choose who to vote for when they're voting someone out. And that's not super easy to create. So I'm about to hop into a meeting with Ezra, and we will start kind of planning out the server, what it's going to do, and how it's going to do it. So let's go. So essentially the idea here is that we are using a Node server, right, to control the game.
Yep.
And both of us are not very experienced with Node.
No, I'm very little. My experience is pretty much limited to C, a little bit of C, a little bit of Arduino.
So slightly problematic, but I'm sure we'll be able to get this done. I've done a Node backend before. I will say that I have done a Node backend before with a very temporary front end, and that was dealing with socket connections and all that type of stuff. I'm gonna create a doc called Puesto Code. Might change it to say something else.
Wait, pseudocode?
Pseudo. Is that how you pronounce it? Pseudocode?
You pronounce it pseudo.
Oh. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, really? I did not know that. I've always said Puesto Code. Let's just start writing down the various stuff that it needs to do. And how it's going to outline that. So, stuff server needs to do. So, we need to decide who the imposter is. Manage tasks. Sabotages.
Yep.
Manage kills.
How are we going to be deciding? Like, we know what a kill is when it happens, but how are we going to be entering that into the system?
What I'm thinking the best thing to do would just be to have an honor system based thing where if a crewmate gets killed, then they press a button on their device that says like I've been killed.
That makes sense. Yep.
Win conditions easy. We just simple logic in the server. It needs to manage meetings.
Wait, so we're gonna be we call the meeting, everybody walks to the sabotage button?
Emergency button, you mean?
Oh. Okay. That's what I meant.
Yeah, so you call the meeting, everyone walks to the emergency button, and then presses a button once they get there.
Okay.
Oh yes, the server needs to interface with any other potential game field computers. All right, so let's start working out some of the actual how it does some of this stuff. Over the next few hours, Ezra and I outlined the basic game loop. Here's what we came up with. Due to Apple's annoying policy when it comes to sideloading apps, players will connect using a web app that's hosted on the game server. When the game starts, imposters are selected by the server and notified. While it's against the game rules to look at someone else's phone screen, quick, accidental glances are inevitable, so the imposter interface needs to look similar enough to the crewmate interfaces to not give them away. Throughout the game, crewmates walk around the map and do tasks. For each task, a player will walk up to a QR code posted on the wall and scan it. This will prompt the task minigame to appear on the player's screen. Once the task is complete, they will scan the QR code once more to prove that they didn't run away during the task, and the taskbar will go up. The imposter will also have the ability to fake scan QR codes in order to fake doing tasks. It's also worth noting that we're all in a robotics team, meaning that animated tasks using servos and other mechanical pieces are totally doable, and we hope to include them, but it's not a guarantee. As for meetings, when a meeting is called, players are locked out of the web app and told to meet at the emergency button. Once all players mark themselves as present, the discussion takes place in person, and once the discussion time ends, players vote on their phone and someone is thrown out. I'd say that was a pretty productive meeting. We've definitely got a good foundation to start working on the code, so stay tuned for that. As for when episodes in this now series come out, I can't guarantee a particular upload schedule because I'm currently in the middle of my college applications and I don't have a lot of time, so I'll be working on this project here and there when I have time. But stay tuned.